Hey, what's up, Reed? My shin is feeling quite weird. Also, I have the camera face the other way, so everything's probably reversed. Just pulls now, though. Yeah, but it's like my shin muscle. I don't know if you'll be able to see me, but not where the shin bone is, but kind of like the top part of the calf / side of the leg is tight. It is a weird feeling. Well, I did some. I'm gonna flip it around while I move between. So the plan was pause snatching, and was originally go to 100, but my muscle on the outside of my shin is feeling tight, and I was feeling some popping in that area, which is a really weird spot, as there's not like a joint there. On my snatches yesterday, which didn't bother me on anything, and noticed it until I was training. It's just a little tight, so I didn't want to do 100 on a day like this, but I'm gonna do singles and snatch pulls to 130 or 140. We'll see. And then do clean pulls, probably just singles again, and then just go up to a heavy deadlift of some sort, and then just press. I was thinking of doing snatch balances, but with that weird muscle in my leg being tight, I don't want to. Yeah, and this is like days like this are days where like if I can't do everything that I was like, oh, something's off, then it's like it's the perfect day to take stuff off, or to take exercises off, or to not push as hard. It's not that it's not as important, but it's not like yesterday where I wanted to go really heavy. It's good still to do. I still did 90, which is still a good practice lift, but and I don't think it's. I mean, I'm clearly not injured because when I did it on I felt it on snatching, I didn't notice it at all, like pain wise, on clean jerks at all, or on the PR squat. So it's always how I approach like weird things like this. I'm like, well, if nothing's got swollen, nothing tightened up, and I lifted fine the whole rest of the session, probably not very hurt, but it is sore. My chest is also really sore, so I did pullovers again, dumbbell pullovers. Those wrecked me. But let's flip this around and do 120. 120. I don't feel anything on the pulls though, which is nice. Trying to practice the same thing on these pulls as a snatch, trying to be a little bit more patient off the ground. Trying to keep it close, but like that first little bit, not trying to, just trying to like almost pull it super slow for like a centimeter and then doing the rest. I'll throw on the other plate to 30. fun is see what I can hook grip on a deadlift. It's been pretty lazy my Saturday. Haven't done anything. Just been lazy. What about you? Probably more eventful than mine. I just lounged about. Sounds nice though. I think I'm gonna stop there for snatch pulls. I'm gonna do, well actually I'll just do 180 for single and clean pulls, and then I'm gonna get a deadlift bar and hook grip it, see how much weight I can get on. I'm slowly being peer pressured to do a powerlifting meet, which I still, like right now, no, obviously have no plans on a specific time, but if I did, would be like in the summer, June or July, if I were to do one. I still don't want to, but could be fun. Well, pulls are like one focus of today's session is to make sure I do pulls and pressing. Everything else is like a bonus. And so like if I feel like doing a deadlift, today's a good day to do it because tomorrow's supposed to be a snowstorm. So if I'm gonna lift, I'm probably, I don't know, I'm not gonna feel super fresh tomorrow regardless. But easy simple here. Now I can stop cheating and using straps. Yeah, that's like for me, it's always the biggest thing. Even on like a maximal pull, most of the time it's CNS versus like I'm really sore. Like the squat yesterday, I'm not even really that sore from it. I'm more sore from pullovers in my chest than I am from that. Something like low back, but like, you know, how much is that from yesterday versus, you know, what I did today? I don't know. leave that there so I can do presses with it. Do some pressy boys. But I don't know, Reed, what do you think I can deadlift with a hook grip? Best ever, I think, is 615 without straps. We use a deadlift bar and cheat as much as we can. That's if I do powerlift to meet, it will for sure be with the deadlift bar. I ain't trying to use a stiff bar again. I want one of those strongman bars. Texas. I assume a Texas deadlift bar is going to be pretty commonly used. I definitely do more than 600. We'll see what my hook grip says. Oh, I didn't bring my belt. It's going to be beltless. Hook, belted. Maybe 600 is correct then. My knee wraps and stuff off too. Guess I should start at lighter weights and not just go right to 220. Single arm hangs. Oh yeah, those will stretch you right out. I would try some dumbbell pullovers. Those are really stretching my lats out and everything. I don't know if it's just like because I'm working all those muscles where it's a stretch or both, but it feels really good. Probably the lightest I've done a deadlift in like 2 years. Like just a pure deadlift. Could have done a push press with it. Good job. that's not one of them, is it? The bar is low. Yeah, I think well, I actually used one relatively recently, and it was because I was using a deadlift bar. I don't like to put it on my weightlifting bar, even though it probably wouldn't be a problem. All right. It was like 400 pounds. Yeah, I'm mostly worried about my like like it hurts a little bit. I actually accidentally hit a wood thing over there. That's why my knuckles bloody, not from lifting. But I'm worried about my skin ripping more than anything. It would be very, very annoying. %'s just fun though. That's the problem. You just have to find a 90% lift that you can do that's not going to tear you up. Like strict press. Now you see they're getting ready for, well, you probably can't see it on live, but they're getting ready for the snowstorm tomorrow. I should be good because it's not supposed to start till noon tomorrow. So, I mean, unless I train for the next 14 hours. Well, like 90% on a deadlift every day to tear you up, but if you do overhead press or a pull up, you know, something that's not going to destroy your CNS, you could do that frequently. So overhead press is like my kind of go-to for like I'm destroyed, but like I still want to do something productive and like difficult. Because you can basically max out overhead press every day. Oh, they're really salty. I guess I kind of have to tonight. All right, this is 495. shirts. Yeah, I mean, if it's this late on a Saturday, there's going to be like no one here. It's part of the. It's a catch-22 because like I didn't really feel like training today, so I just kept putting it off and like waiting, and then eventually I was like, oh, if I'm gonna train, I gotta like eventually go, and it works out. Like Saturday night, there's not gonna be hardly any. At most, there'd be like one other person here. Anytime I've come this late, it's nice because like I don't have like a ton of energy or a ton of like gusto to like do work crazy hard. I will need to put thumb tape on. My thumb, my skin's not strong enough. I actually don't know if you can use thumb tape in competition, but I've literally never mixed more than 405, so I ain't about to learn. It doesn't really hurt. It's just more like my skin's ready to pop. But that was 495. Means we'll just keep going up by 45s. This one might feel a little heavy. Yeah, I mean, it stinks, but if people like started New Year's resolutions and stuck with them, then I don't think people would care as much. It's people that come in, they wreak havoc because they don't know what's going on and then never show up. But a gym like this, there's not there's not that problem ever. There's no resolutioners, or if there are, there's not. It's not like it becomes hyper busy. Everyone that's training is always training, which is a good reason to lift at a place like this. All right, so this is 585. So we'll do this maybe one more. hurts. All right. We're gonna put a lot of tape on and try to do 635 and be done. That one's gonna be heavy. Yeah, like and CrossFit gyms are like 100. They're $100 minimum. Most of them are like 150 a month, and it's not even like you have access all the time to it. It's just during classes. It's like supposed to do CrossFit classes. I was like I don't know if you saw Zach Tallender's video today. Him like, I'm doing CrossFit to get in shape. I'm like, who would subject themselves to it? Just don't eat so much and just exercise. Like it's. I guess I didn't come from CrossFit, so the idea of doing CrossFit is just not fun sounding. Hurts so bad. obviously I have to actually practice it more. Ugh. Whew. But as far as like a powerlifting standard, of course I'd have to, hold it and then not control it, but like not drop it like I did. But my thumbs were just hurting so bad. So for sure, that, like, really the grip is, obviously I've deadlifted, 50 pounds more than this with straps, so the pulling is there, but I just need to kill the nerves in my thumb again. But I think that's the most I've done with the hook grip. Not the cleanest rep, but good enough. Oh, good enough. I don't really think like being more hyped or anything would help more. It was really just like the grip that was just hurting. Well, that first one was what, like 264 in kilos, and then that's like 285. I think 640 is 290. I'm not sure though. But yeah, this would probably be like a second attempt at a meet. And beltless too, which for me in the past had made a difference, but I've been practicing with a belt more frequently. But doing anything without straps, deadlift wise, is good. That hurt so bad. My thumbs are really warm now. But yeah, it was not pleasant to hold. But what's nice is like that's there, and like you said, like it's a day where I'm not really like have a ton of tests or to train. And so as I get practice with the hook grip, that will be a pretty not easy a second attempt, but one that I could pretty comfortably do and not be too stressed about it. But I suppose I would do like open 265, then do 285, and then 300. I think that'd be cool to do with a hook grip. But not on this day, I wouldn't be able to. It's definitely, like, it's harder to get off the ground too. But I think if I do a deadlift like that once a week, not necessarily to this weight necessarily, but to like 550 pounds plus, to practice with just using a hook grip will be enough. I'm not really looking to hit a deadlift PR at a meet if I were to do one. Just be at a full 300. I think that'd be cool. I'd probably open a squat at 205 and then go to 225 see what I can do there, and then bench just do 100. Probably honestly could do like 125, but I'm not going to train the bench press. So. The hardest part of deadlifts, all the dang weights on. Low back is a little sore from that. From a 95% pull or whatever. Well, I guess that's technically 100% since I've never done that before. Whew. Time for presses, but not with this bar. Ew. Gross. We'll do, I did 60 for a 3x10 overhead press the last time I did it, so I would like to do 65. But I'm not very strong, so it might not be possible. Got my tennis shoes on too, some cheating to give myself an excuse. Need as many excuses as possible. Sun got in my eye, stubbed my toe, didn't have enough to eat. Angel had no, or Angel or Angel, I'm not sure which it is, probably Angel, had no faith in my 635 pull. He is, I don't know, my brain's a little fried. There's some biblical quote about not having faith, I'm sure. This is where I have a problem. I put 65 on my paper, and I'm just gonna put 70 on there and try to do it for 3 sets of 10. Even though I did 60 last time, a 5 kilo jump, but it's also a very low risk exercise. And if I don't do sets of 10, I'm not gonna be that stressed. But let the record show. 65 kilos would have been the correct choice. The 70 is easier to load. What happens when you don't listen to your coach? I don't know if you saw the comments on my squat video read, but my friend Wasim, but RP8, the had to have been 4 years ago at this point. But he was first time I squatted 500 pounds, he was spotting me there. And back when I was at my other gym, I would have less. Let me flip this around. I would have people spot me, even though if I fail squats, it'd be like how I do now, where I just dump it off. But it's more so for like the general population, so I didn't accidentally cut off someone's leg or something, or someone didn't randomly come up to try to spot it and kill me. So it was more of like a guardian than someone that was actually going to help me get it up. Especially because I squatted so low, or I still squat so low, that it's not the best leverage from people to help me, get a failed squat or whatever. But he was there first time I did 500, which was like, I'd say it probably looked as difficult as my PR from yesterday, but it was, it's hard. It's not like, oh, I could have done another rep or something, but he was like, oh, that was RP9, you could have done another or whatever. And I was like, it's not how RP works with me. Like that was an existentially difficult lift. Then like yesterday, like that was like all of my, my grit to do that. And so it's just a different, like even though it moved better than 225, like the mindset was just 100% more locked in on that 240 because it was a heavier lift. But it's funny because I look at him like, oh wow, if I was like someone I didn't know, I'd be like, oh, there's more. But like when you're in the moment and you're like, that was a fight mentally to do, and I had failed it at least once, or no, I tried it twice on a day. It was a weird day. I tried it twice. Yeah, the world is, and it's when it's the worlds collide, where it's like, front squats, they're exactly like that for me too. Let me set this up. I'll do, like, my PR front squat doesn't look very difficult, but like I know during it that it was just an existential crisis of my front rib. All right, 3 by 10, super easy. I don't know if I've ever actually done 3 sets of 10 with 70 before, so it'd actually be probably a volume PR, but I don't know how many people keep track of their 3 sets of 10 reps PRs for overhead press. Certainly not I. I actually put my weightless shoes back on. These are too squishy. Actually, feels pretty unstable. So when I don't do my 3 sets of 10, I can blame the difficulty increased on the first set. But yeah, front squats. Front squats, I'll be like, look at the video, I'm like, it moves so fast, but like, I knew it was just millimeters from failing any particular front squat. My new tier shoes are gonna get here. I think they said the 10th. So Saturday, which will be cool. My other tier shoes I spray painted because they're like camo or whatever, but honestly they're just too shiny. And the Ramaleos are good, but they're a little tight. I think the tier ones they just look cool. And I found a 40% coupon code, so they ended up being like $227 with tax and shipping and everything. Which honestly is not too bad for a weightlifting shoe. But the $335 like ticket price, it's kind of bonkers. All right, so that was one set. And one mistake I make with overhead pressing is I try to do the sets too close together. So I'm gonna go get a drink. also think my left foot is slightly smaller than my right, because any left shoe I have doesn't fit as well as my right foot, which is so obnoxiously annoying. It is the most obnoxious feeling. And it's not enough to make me miss a lift or like make a shoe like I have to get a different shoe, but it's just slight. Yeah, got a weird left foot. I need to do some more left foot hypertrophy. Really get it to fill out my shoe. We're just put some human growth hormone in that foot. Isolate growth hormone. Alright. Maybe I've done 80 before for, I don't know. I've probably done it for one set. It's not for I used to be really strict with my overhead press and not want to like plantar flexion 3 sets of 10. Yeah. Squeeze my toes all day long. Or I can put those ballerina shoes on just with my right foot, make them both small. So they're balanced in that way. There probably is like a product that you could get that you put on your heel that you wouldn't notice it, but it's too niche of a product. Unless you had a really big difference. I probably just wear like 2 pairs of socks and then it would be alright. But maybe the tier will cure all of my problems. My squat will be 295 kilos. I won't deadlift in them because that would make them harder. I mean, everyone kind of probably has like imbalances like that. I know that over the years, I've just kind of accepted that I do in different ways, whether it's just from being like literal differences in like the anatomy, or just over the years, like your body just adapting differently. From like, I used to play baseball, so I just imagine the mobility is different on my right and left, and it's not like, oh, I stretch more with one side or the other. I think it's literally because I played baseball for a large portion of my life. There's probably structural differences in my shoulders, slightly. I'm sure it's not dramatic, but enough to make a somewhat difference. Same with like, legs, whatever your dominant one is. But thankfully, it's not dramatic. I have a student at school that she has one leg shorter than the other and has to have special shoes, which everyone probably has little imbalances, but once it's to a certain point, then it really can mess with your hips and your back and stuff. My triceps always get a crazy pump from overhead press too, which I suppose is a good thing. It's a good thing I do it for my shoulders, so my triceps can get stronger. It's in my head. That's gonna be my new series, overhead press every day. Easiest everyday training everyday series. Bulgarian strict press series. I just press 90 kilos and fail 95 every day because I'm not recovered. Honestly, you probably could like wake up every day and max your strict press and still like train 100% normally and do that every single day. Just would be not very fun to just strict press every day, but if you did it like first thing in the morning and then trained in the evening, you probably wouldn't be impacted hardly at all. Unless you got really good. Like I wouldn't be because I'm not very strong yet. I suppose if you're over at pressing like 130 kilos or something, but a 90 kilo or 95 or whatever I'm able to do on a day is not going to be that great. Oh, I don't want to do another set, but first two weren't too bad. Wiggle out the muscles. All right, last set of 10. Oh, Nelly. Sometimes in my trainer book, that's how I'll write RP. I'll write like RP, yikes. RP, ooh. Oh. I have literally no energy to do weighted dips. Oh my gosh, that sounds horrible. That sounds like literally the worst thing. My triceps are fried right now, and my chest is sore, and I don't like them. Somebody out here trying to assassinate me. 3 sets of 10 overhead press. Wants me, I'll do a dip. I haven't done a dip in a very long time. They usually irritate my shoulders once I get into doing them. I end up body weight. I don't need to weight them though. I'm thick. I'm chunky. Our body is actually hypertrophied out of its mind. This will be a live stream exclusive dip. I'll do one. Let me put my camera away. Right behind where the camera is now, the dip bar. All right, I'm gonna move you guys. Don't fall over. There's the dip bar. They call themselves the Hogs. And so I joked with a new owner that because they're building a new gym in the summer. I think I told you about this, but that the place where they're all going to be lifting is going to be like a Nine Inch Nails video, like that dirt, like the Closer music video, just dirty, grimy. Everything else will look nice, and then it's just be the pig pen where all the hogs play. But yeah, no, like they do that crap. Like I don't want to say crap, like a negative thing, but the trough. That's I should tell them that. That actually would be funny. But I'm gonna do one dip for sure. might actually break me in half. Once that whole thing falls over. Make sure I'm not gonna smack my head on anything. Oh yeah. Wow, that feels, well, it never feels bad the first time you do it. But follow my chest, the triceps. Whew, that was not fun. But my main, so that might be something I not necessarily will probably ever choose to do. But I mean, it's convenient because it's there. But the main accessories when I do biceps has been the machine, and I did the cable a couple times. Not really that worried about specific or like rotating the bicep accessories too much because I don't care about that as much. But for triceps, one I really like is with a cable, the overhead extensions. Those I feel a ton of hypertrophy, but also get a ton of ab work because of how much I have to like really like lean in forward. And then the pullovers, which work my triceps too, man. Apparently my triceps are just easily worked, but I feel it in like my back and those rhomboids and stuff, and really stretches. And so it feels really good actually. And I've been doing dumbbell cleans, so just sitting down or standing and just dumbbells and just starting down and just like flipping up. Those ones, I haven't done them a couple times just because the pullovers have been feeling better. And then this other tricep, I think that's really the main tricep, or band stuff. I'll just get bands and do, whatever as well. That's like a light accessory day. I try to do them every other day. Probably have done them 5 to 6, really 5 to 7 times. Sometimes I'll do them every day in a week, but usually like 1 or maybe 2 days where I'm like, yesterday, well, I did pullovers. That's not even a lie. I think it's like 2 days ago, I didn't do any extra accessory stuff, but I mean, on a day like this, when I do, 3 sets of 10 overhead press, there's not really much point of doing extra stuff because that's, that is enough of accessory. Triceps are crazy pumped from that. But, yeah. Well, it doesn't look like it's snowing. I didn't say, or I don't think it'll start till noon tomorrow. So that with, OHP wrecks you. And as I start to struggle, I've gotten like chest hypertrophy from it from leaning back. I used to be super, when I was doing it in like college, my overhead press was always bad, but I would be overly strict. So I wouldn't lean back at all. But I'd want to go straight up, straight down, and not want to bounce or anything, which is fine for like, having good technique and stuff. But if you really like doing sets of 10, like if I was stopping at the bottom, like I would have done probably, sets of 5 at the most. And then if I wasn't leaning back, I wouldn't be getting through that sticking point. And it's not like I'm trying to be like the, that one chick that like bent her back in half. You're just getting it back. It's kind of like cheating it enough to get it through that range of motion so you can do another rep. But it's a balancing act because like I wouldn't mind a PR or like heavy reps being like that, but if I had to do that with like 40 kilos, I'd be a little concerned. But pull-ups, that's an interesting one, but I can kind of see that with pull-ups. But pullovers, you should try. Like I'm sure you've done them before, but I have been setting them up like a just like you're going to do a dumbbell bench. So not doing it perpendicular to the bench, just doing it laying on the bench normally and then reaching back. That has been such a fantastic stretch. And actually, while I'm here and I don't have places to be, I'll show you the band stretches. This is stuff I don't ever really post on YouTube. So that green band, actually I'll flip it around so I can make sure I'm centered up. Then you can see the door. Face you guys that way. But essentially, yesterday and today, I did it a lot. And it makes it so like as soon as I start working with the bar, nothing is really tight or sore, which is ideal. Normally I kind of have to move the bar a lot and then it feels fine. Like I'm not limited in range of motion, but sometimes it's a little creaky. And I saw this from Strongman Archaeology, Archaeology, I can't say that word. But James Fuller on Instagram, he had reposted someone doing basically a band stretch, but the first one, the person was doing it with a dumbbell, but essentially what I'm trying to do is get myself to be, I guess, parallel to the band, and then trying to keep my arm behind my head, trying to just keep everything, like my lat kind of, not really locked in super hard, just trying to keep it back there, so not letting it go to my head, and just pulling it, and really trying to feel it there. It's kind of making my shoulder cramp, because they're already sore, but just trying to like lean into it, and just trying to get as much of a stretch there as I can. This is my good side. And I don't really feel it on either side, it just feels like a good stretch. Like it doesn't hurt or anything. Then here in the same thing. Trying to like start with my elbow out and then just trying to keep it all parallel. Not trying to like twist just to get it further, but trying to keep it locked in back there. And then just leaning into it. And it just feels really nice. And then I added, so I did this a couple times and I would do the bar, squat and overhead squat and stuff. And then today I added this one. This is not an uncommon one, but this one, where you just have it straight ahead. And I'm trying not to really grip it too crazy hard. Obviously you have to grip it a little bit, but just trying to keep my chest, keep my arm perpendicular to my chest, and just trying to let the band kind of pull it back and almost relax the shoulder. And then just do on both sides. It's a really nice warm up, and it's not really, it's like a static stretch of course, but it's not like a crazy deep one, and it really pulls you into position. And it's nice because this, I noticed that it's been helping the pullovers in this a lot, even in a couple days of doing them. Like this motion here be a little creaky in the shoulder, and as I've been doing them more yesterday and today really, and then the pullovers, like this is just not completely, I don't say pain free, but it's not, like it's not tight, but it's, is that another? Oh, what that is. Oh, it's like another snowplow, I thought they already came. But there, and then the big difference is it just pulls on the shoulder differently, but that was, this one isn't as, it's just like you're just pulling it and just trying to stretch your lat and stuff out. I actually didn't do this one today at all, but just trying to move the shoulder around. Well, band stretches like this are fantastic. But that's one benefit of a powerlifting gym is they got lots of bands. Lots of high resistance bands as well. Because you can get a band, but then it's not like that. And that one's not even like super strong. I get one that's even stronger if I wanted. Because I like that stretch, but I don't want to stretch of the band. But I also don't want it to be like one of the super light ones, and then I have to walk really far out and break it or something. But yeah. Is that? Oh, it's another snowplow. So the first one came. So outside the gym, I got nothing to do, so I'm gonna have to show you guys. I'll pull this off. Pull you guys off. But down there, oh, I can zoom in. So out there, I guess you can't really see it because it's light, but out there, there's a parking lot, and then there's a car mechanic place outside of it. So the first person that came was for the main lot that's closest to the gym, and then the one I just saw is going to that business that's out there. But alas, tis no snow right now, which is good for me, and not crashing in my car. Now, what will be annoying is if I want to train tomorrow, I'll probably will actually have to make sure I come early, but I won't know if I actually won't have work on Monday. So it's currently 5 to 9 inches of snow is predicted, which is not ideal, but we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully, we get an extra day off a break. I would certainly take that. And down here, 5 to 9 inches is a pretty radical amount of snow. So I don't know how much they'd be able to handle that. I think it's supposed to be 1 to 3 inches. Um, yeah, I think it's more south. My family's like 3 hours north, closer to the lake. But yeah, for here, if it's predicted like that much snow, stuff could be shut down in anticipation of that kind of level of snow, which has happened at my previous school with the cold, which is a lot easier to predict, but when it's going to be a lot of snow, because we had a lot of walkers, there was a couple times where they just canceled preemptively. But I don't know, we haven't had a snow day or anything. There's only like one day that it wasn't even really close, but like it had the potential, but really hasn't been any like super like bad snows or ice or cold, or like there's been days where it's just not in the extremes enough for a day off. But yeah, currently, well, let's see what the weather says for now. So my phone says 8 to 12 inches, which if it truly did 8 to 12 inches, that would be like everything would be shut down. Like it wouldn't even be like, oh, I can't drive through the snow, or like it would be there's just too much of it, and they wouldn't be able to handle it down here, especially overnight. And it's going to be cold. Like it's already cold now, so like the salt and stuff is not going to work great. So might Sunday night might be just horrendous. So I might not actually physically, like they might have to actually cancel it because they might not physically be able to go to anywhere on the highways even. But that's what's crazy here. When I up by Akron, Ohio, where I grew up, they would put ice and stuff down, and and it's nice because it's a professional development day, so that's where I'm leaning towards. Like there's almost like 100% chance they'll cancel it, because the only reason that they would not want to cancel on a school day, with students and stuff, and it makes it difficult, like nobody really cares if it's a teacher day if they cancel. But that would mean that Tuesday we would, I think, start with students, which is not a very nice transition for teachers to go, from break like this and then right back into teaching. It's nice to every year I've ever taught, they always have a PD day right before the kids come back after break. So you're not just thrust into the routines of the school day again, which will be very interesting if it's like Mondays can't. I think it's just one PD day. Sometimes there's two, but I think it's just one. But maybe they'll move it. What would be really nice is if they cancel Monday and then they push Monday and make that Tuesday, and just push the students' arrival back one day. They probably won't, but that would be nice, because that transition is nice, because it is to go from sleeping in and stuff to having to get back to the routine of it. It definitely is nice when there's not the extra thing of like, all right, I have to teach all day. You just have to go and do whatever PD stuff. But we'll find out tomorrow, so you can pay attention to the Cincinnati area to see how much snow we get slammed with. And my phone, I've saw two different things. So somewhere it said 5 to 9. My phone's still saying 8 to 12, and then it's like 1 to 3 Monday morning. So I mean, that's what, potentially 15 inches, which would be, 9 to 15 is like, I don't think anything would be open. I don't think I'd be able to get out of my house, frankly, because they wouldn't plow. It's when we've had like 4 or 5 down here, it's catastrophic. Up north, like 4 or 5 wouldn't really, like if it happened overnight, it might be bad, but it would just be bad for a little bit in the morning. But they would preemptively salt like they did outside there and have the plows already. But down here they don't pre-salt as much. But I feel like with this storm, because it's already like, in fact that my phone's saying 8 to 12, I feel like there's going to be a lot more preemptive salting and stuff. I really don't want to train at the house tomorrow. It's going to be so dang cold that I would truly just be overhead pressing. There would be nothing else I would actually want to do. When it's in the 30s, I can train. It's not fun or comfortable, and I don't do like crazy stuff. But when it's in the 20s, it just hurts to do anything, to just exist in that temperature. And sometimes the shed is like iced, so it's not. I have to fight to get into it, so I can just be miserable in the cold. Even with a little heater, it does not help when it's that cold. The 40s you can train basically normally. You just have to be a little layered up. And then 50s and everything, same thing. If you have layers on and the heater going, you're chilling, but not too chilled. And then anything above that, it's all good to go. Basically, if I was in this attire, anything 40 or above, I'd be good. But once it gets closer to freezing, then it starts to hurt. Everything just starts to hurt. That's what I think Seeker Strength talked about, the training in the cold, it not being optimal. And that is very true. You don't often get sometimes you don't get a choice, but yeah, if I had to train like when it's 30 degrees like every day I trained, I would be not lifting as hard, that is for sure. I don't think I would get hurt more. I just think I wouldn't have enough gusto to train as hard. But well, I don't think the roads will be bad. Well, they shouldn't be. There's no snow right now, but hopefully we get that notice sooner rather than later. And I do have to pay attention to what day our PD day is, because I could be wrong. It may not even be Monday, but I think it is. I just don't think that far ahead, because it makes me sad to be done with break. Although honestly, I'm kind of looking forward to getting back in that routine. It's a weird feeling. Most years I'm like really regretting, or not really regretting, really not looking forward to going back and being back in work. But now I like work, so now it's not a big thing. I'm gonna do basketball when I get back, so I'm looking forward to that, because the opposite. I mean, who doesn't like basketball? It's the best thing ever. And so basketball, and then I'll have to figure out what I want to do after that. But basketball for a couple weeks, and then more stuff after that. Whole year of stuff. But thanks for stopping by, Reed. Thanks for everyone else stop by, leaving likes, all that good stuff. But have a good Saturday, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Deuces.